And of course, there is no better evidence that big tech is out of control than the fact that they banned the sitting president of the United States earlier this year, a ban that continues to this day, continues. So we get the word out, but it's not a fair situation. Very, very bad for this country, very bad for the world. If they can do it to me, they can do it to anyone. And in fact, that is exactly what they're doing.
That's right. If they can do it to him, which they have done, it remains intact to this day. The suspension, they can do it to anyone. They've done it to our next guest several times. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican of Georgia. Welcome back. You are on Twitter. How many times have you been booted off of Twitter, and why?
Well, I've been suspended multiple times, but since I've become a member of Congress, I've been suspended 3 times. And the last 2 times I was suspended, my account had to completely serve the full jail time before Twitter gave an excuse saying, oh, it was an error or just an accident.
So let me ask you this. For folks at home who perhaps aren't active on social media and, okay, this is just for movie stars and politicians, this doesn't affect me. I think it does, but can you explain how it does, why this is so important, and even for those who may not be using social media?
Well, it's important because as Americans, we have a freedom that is incredibly different from the rest of the world. It's called freedom of speech. And we are used to be able to walking around in our regular everyday lives and saying our opinions, our thoughts, and our feelings. And that is also our political beliefs and our religious beliefs and our feelings about our families and the type of schools and curriculums that they are taught and everything about our lives. But in big tech, in the social media sphere, we aren't treated that way. As a matter of fact, we're treated very differently. For the past 4 to 5 years, we've heard the media slander us as Nazis, fascists, deplorables, Neanderthals, and all kinds of nasty names. And that's how they treat the president that we have grown to absolutely love and seriously miss him. But here's the deal. Conservatives on Twitter and on Facebook, not only are we banned or suspended or completely kicked off and never allowed back on for speaking our political beliefs and speaking our mind, but we are treated as if we're second-class citizens for holding these opinions. And this is why it's wrong. And I'm so happy President Trump is leading the charge with these lawsuits that he announced today.
By the way, you can't even, weird what Twitter has done to you, you can't even block someone because of, well, I don't understand that. I don't block anybody. That's my policy. But if somebody, and I haven't been threatened, my life hasn't been threatened, yours has, and you can't even block somebody who's threatening to do horrible things to you and your family. Why is that?
My life has been threatened in serious ways, not just once or twice, and it's not just on Twitter or Facebook or in messages or emails. My life has been threatened seriously, and my life is threatened nearly every single day. The FBI is actually investigating a serious threat on my life that came through the mail, the same kind that you saw Rand Paul receive. I received one of those envelopes also. And this is a story that I definitely need to talk about. But it happens from social media. You see, the media lies about me and they tell a character about me every single day that doesn't exist. And it has created people's hate and built up all kinds of horrible things against me. But I've also been sued. And because of that, I'm not allowed to block people that threaten my life, threaten my children's life, say horrible sexual things against me. I'm not allowed to block them. I have to leave them there, and they're allowed to continue to follow me on social media, which endangers my life and my family's life. But this is the world that we find ourselves living in. And this is the world that we've got to completely change, because this isn't freedom, and this isn't how any American should be treated.
That is not right at all, Congresswoman. I'm sorry you're going through that. You're doing some important work, though, on a situation going from January 6th to Black Lives Matter protests. Let me set it up, though. Okay. I want to take the shaman, for instance. This guy, the clown, he's a bit of a jerk. Look, he shouldn't have been there. There are a lot of things to not like about him, but he didn't hurt anybody and he didn't break anything. And the thing that's really crazy to me, he's still in custody. He is still in jail, federal custody. A judge decided yesterday that he's not getting out. And of course, he's not been convicted of anything. Now, go back to last summer, the looting, the rioting, all of the horrible things that we saw, hundreds of millions of dollars in damage. I think it actually went into the billions all over the place. A lot of people were arrested, but take a look at these headlines. In municipality after municipality, it was decided not to charge these individuals. It's like, okay, we're going to forget it. Here in New York, one of the reasons, well, our authorities are kind of on the side of the rioters, which is really, really bad. You have written a letter to the FBI and I believe to the Capitol Police. I'd like to put it up on the screen. You've noticed this discrepancy. You write, it is abundantly clear that there is a two-track justice system in the United States. Denial of due process rights for Trump supporters who were at the Capitol on January 6th, and catch and release treatment for Black Lives Matter, BLM, and anti-fascist domestic terrorists. Wow. There totally is, and I'm so glad that you have raised this issue. Any response so far?
I haven't gotten a response back yet, and I very much look forward to one, and they owe answers. You see what's happened to these people, like the man you showed on the screen just a few minutes ago. These people have been arrested, they've been charged, and they've been held in jail for up to 22 to 24 hours solitary confinement every single day. They're not allowed to get out on bond. They don't get to go back to their families. They don't get treated like radical domestic terrorists, Antifa and BLM, who just got released after they've been charged, or who had members of Congress or a candidate that was running for vice president and who is now our vice president sharing bail bond links to get them out of jail. No, these people are treated like political prisoners. They have been charged. They deserve their day in court, and we definitely want our justice system to do the job. But the way they're being treated is absolutely wrong. And this isn't who we are as Americans. We can't allow this to happen. And even senators, Democrat senators, have spoken out against it. So this is something that I'm definitely keeping track of, because the hypocrisy is screaming. Congress and Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats only care about how they were treated on January 6th, but they care nothing about Americans and the riots that occurred for a whole entire year going back.
And you and I haven't talked yet, I believe, about Ashley Babbitt. I have noticed that some Republicans are reticent on this issue. All Democrats don't want to talk about it. I believe that this is an outrage. It happened before our eyes. I'm glad that President Trump is talking about it. We have so many questions, so few answers. What are your thoughts, please, about Ashley Babbitt? Somehow, you two, I think, would have been friends.
I'm sure we would have. She seems like she was a very passionate patriot and a very proud Trump supporter, which I really appreciate that. And she was also a veteran. So I'm thankful for her service to the country. I've already been speaking about Ashley Babbitt. I've also met with her attorneys as well. And I think it's very important for her family to know who killed her, because if this country can demand justice for someone like George Floyd, then we can certainly demand justice for Ashley Babbitt. And everyone deserves to know who killed her, not just seeing a gun and a hand on a video clip, but we need to know who it is. And this is also why I've been against the January 6th commission and the committee that Nancy Pelosi wants to carry forward. She just wants a witch hunt, but I'm more than willing to serve on that committee to stand up for President Trump, for all Republicans in Congress, and to stop the witch hunt, but also to demand answers like Ashley Babbitt, who killed her, and for her family.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.